but we're treating people differently for different crimes.
Look closely. There they are on the newly released security video. 9 men in matching tactical gear moving as a unit inside the Capitol.
You know what that looks like to me? Gang behavior, right? They got matching gear, they got badges, they got insignias, they got tattoos, identifying who they're with. They have a million Trump flags out there. Everybody's wearing the infamous red MAGA hat, identifying themselves as part of this group. They've coordinated, they've worked together to create this antisocial criminal act. That sounds like a gang of thugs to me. And this country is hard on gangs. Right, Trump?
In many respects, we're getting very much tougher on the truly bad criminals, of which, unfortunately, there are many.
The Justice Department is reportedly debating whether everyone involved in the deadly Capitol riot earlier this month should face criminal charges. According to the Washington Post, some officials have argued against filing charges for people who did not engage in violence. They are concerned the large number of cases could overwhelm the local courthouse.
Not even arrested. They're concerned that the number of cases might overwhelm the courthouse. Give me a break. We got taggers in Los Angeles getting years extra jail time added to their sentences just because the district attorney assumes that their crime is gang related. Based on what?
You see them walking down the street and they've got the tattoos which identify them as MS-13 gang members.
Wearing gang attire, aka matching outfits, tattoos, coordinated criminal behavior. Sound familiar? I want to know what the difference is. Hello everyone, I'm Viviana Vigil. Thanks for joining me. You know, Trump may not be in office anymore, but gang enhancements that turn misdemeanors into felonies and add years of jail time to sentences, they've been around for decades. And then of course, there's this.
A rioter in that January 6th insurrection who bragged about breaking down Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office door has been granted permission to leave the country for a vacation in Mexico.
She gets to go on vacation. A violent terrorist wearing gang attire, she had that red pom-pom Trump hat, gets to leave the country and enjoy a lavish vacation in Mexico. We've seen the footage. The QAnon follower who requested only organic meals in jail, they got it for him. They want to make sure he's comfortable. Many of them have claimed that they're just doing what Trump said. They're victims of a cult. The media giving them cute nicknames, painting them as soccer moms and loving fathers, inviting their defense attorneys to come on the air and plead their case publicly, garnering sympathy and public opinion. But it's not the same for brown and black Americans who engage in gang behavior. No, no, no. The rules are far more punitive for them. Gang injunctions and gang enhancements have long been a method of cracking down on gang activity in the community. But more often than not, the punishments are unfairly severe for people who are just standing by and not the actual perpetrators of the crime. Trump touted the STEP Act as a success of his administration. And honestly, there are some really good parts of it. It allows for job training while incarcerated. It allows for job placement for parolees. It allows the prisoners to be in prisons that are in close proximity to their communities so their families can come and visit. But it also includes severe and harsh punishments for those that the attorneys think are related to gangs, are involved with gangs, who happen to have a gang tattoo.
The bill includes reasonable sentencing reforms while keeping dangerous and violent criminals off our streets.
I tried to find some footage of black and brown youth being unfairly sentenced because of gang affiliation. Couldn't find it. Not because it's not happening, but because the national news media doesn't cover it. You're a gang member. You get what you deserve, no matter what. So I'm going to tell you a story instead. Currently, there's a 14-year-old being charged for allegedly committing an armed robbery attempt. He was caught. It was a failed attempt. No one was killed. Is anyone taking into account his individual needs and trials and tribulations of what might have brought him to this point? How he might be a victim of circumstance? No. Is anyone taking into account the fact that his mother was stabbed to death when he was only 6 months old by his own father, leaving him an orphan in a community with few opportunities for him? Nope. Being tried as an adult, slapped with extra years to his sentence because he tried to do the one thing that he knew in his community. Yet when these organized groups plan to storm the Capitol, wearing gang attire, matching outfits and hats, they're seen as individuals, given cute nicknames, like the QAnon shaman.
But we're treating people differently for different crimes.
The FBI has called out white supremacy and white nationalism as a domestic threat. Well, why don't they do what they did 50 years ago to the Black Panther Party? They were so afraid of them for Black Americans standing up and defending themselves, self-defense. They annihilated them, wiped them out, assassinated their leader. Pretty sure I haven't seen any insurrectionists starting any free breakfast programs for kindergartners or starting any community health clinics. No. Different rules for different folk. We have a long way to go before we have a fair and equal justice system. Abolishing for-profit private prisons is a major start. And then next, we need to completely revamp our methods of law enforcement and how we imagine and envision policing in general. The current system has caused irreparable generational trauma and it has got to stop. And this unfair sentencing to Black and brown Americans is an abomination. Appreciate you watching. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And you can catch my show on YouTube, Contextualize This. We live stream it on Twitter and also on Facebook.